Hi folks, welcome back to Lawn Day. So today I'm going to be showing y'all how to remove the fur on your deer horns. So here I have a spike buck that I killed back in gun season. I can't remember what day it was. But so here I have a scalpel, and I'm going to be moving the camera so y'all can see what I am doing. If that will stay there. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take the scalpel, go right down the middle of this, like right down the middle of his head. Let me move y'all around and I'll pick y'all back up. Okay, y'all, well, got it fixed all up. And I'm going to be using a knife and a scalpel. So I'm gonna start out with the scalpel, and it's hard to get it in the right place. I'm just gonna stick the scalpel up and cut up, and just get a cut started right down the middle of its skull here, and just cut right down. Cut all the way down, and then I'll pick y'all back up. Okay, well, I cut it all the way down, and now what you're gonna do is start. You can do this with a regular knife or anything, but you're gonna start cutting down more towards the antlers on each side. I'm gonna use a pocket knife for this, just because you can cover more ground with it. Basically, you just cut it back to the horn on each side. And I'll show you all the next step. And then after you've cut down on each side back to the antler, you get down to the point where you cut down to the antler up onto the fur. Then you start struggling. This is where I struggle the most. So I'm going to take this scalpel here, just cut right through here, and I'm going to take as much fur off as possible. And I've done this very few times, because I've only killed very few bucks, and then you cut down just as much fur off on each side. And here, let me cut down this side, and then I'll show y'all what I mean by that. In which you'll get all the fur off by the end. So what I do is I cut just like that, and you can just see the top right there. Then you make one incision back to the skull. And you can leave the fur on. I don't, but so you just make that one incision and you start cutting the. So I have one incision right here all the way back to the horn, and what I'm gonna do is pull with one hand and cut with the other. And this is where the scalpel comes in handy. It's just much easier. I have done it with a knife. I don't like doing it with a knife, but you can. Because with the end of this little scalpel, you can get the blade up against the horns and work it down. And I don't pay any attention to the meat till after I'm done cutting the fur off, and I don't really pay much attention to it then. So now I'm gonna go to the top here, and I'm gonna cut all this fur off after I've worked that down just a little bit. Which I should have done this from the beginning, but I forgot. Then I'm gonna take the knife, cut down right there. Bang! Kept hitting the horn right there. Get that side cut off, and I'm gonna get this side cut off, and I'll pick y'all back up. And how I was saying is, you make that in one incision back, and then you start pulling and cutting. And if you have a better way of holding this, it's much easier, but I have not found a way to hold it to where you can cut it back any easier. So I just hold it with my knees. A vise might would work good, but I haven't tried that. And you just cut around the back here, and then you get down to this meaty part right here. So what I do is I go to the back of the meat right there, just go along the edge of the skull, come down, and then you hit bone. which that would be where the horn's at. Then after you cut that meat back, you'll come to the top here of the where the meat finishes off at, and you just cut straight back from the meat, and you'll basically have it done. So you take your scalpel, you go around the horn one time, just like that, and make a long little cut right there, and voila, you got it done. I mean, you'll have to do some more trimming right here, which that's just a couple little cuts right there around that, and then you do the same thing on this side, and you'll have it done, y'all. So hope you like today's video, and don't forget to go check out my merch. We got hats, stickers, all type of stuff. So yeah, first link down in the description, and the scalpel and knives that I use, scalpel and knife that I've used today will be in the link down in the description too. So yeah, hope you like today's video, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.